Hi friends, this is DaintyTank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to Who is the Red Queen? This is part 7 in our series, but it's also the end. Because this is past Dainty, future Dainty? Future past Dainty, and Pixel. Pixel's still here. Hi. And we had to cut the episode. I know, not the best. We don't like to cut the episodes, generally. Are you really? Okay. However, if it gets too long, it's time to go. Then we have to actually cut it and make sure that it's in ingestible time frame. I hope the 45 minutes is ingestible. Honestly, that's as little as I can break it down to in most of my playthroughs. But without further ado, I'm going to pop it back over to Past Dainty, and we're going to have a great time going through the rest of it. Remember, this is the end, so please go support this amazing creator. Like it, subscribe to it, do all the things on Steam, review it specifically. And with that, I will kick it back over. Bye! Alright. What is next? What have I not found? Extras. Ooh, cool. So there's a lot of cool stuff. Oh, God. Endings. So we've got White Queen and we've got Alice, but it means we don't have the Hatter. It means we don't have the Hatter. Why do we not have the Hatter? Or do we... Or is it the Red Queen? There is more. And I want to know. Where is it? How do I get it? We're going to play around. Click. Okay. So... Let's start. The awesomeness that is this CG. And the sounds they're in. So we meet literally everybody. This is how we die. Don't sneak around a peek. Listen to the Hatter. I shook my head. Okay. Skip. Last time I found the White Queen. Let's go up, up, down, down. Thought back to the parties. Let's go Hatter. Let's kill the bird. So if I shrink, I got attacked. If I grow, then I'm in control. So I've been checking out the party. Let's check for Cheshire. Couldn't leave the cat's matter alone. Okay. Cliff, not a cliff. Let's go not a cliff. Oh, wait. Go towards cliff. There we go. Then tear it off. I'm kind of speedrunning this, actually, now I'm thinking about it. This one feels a little bit more important. So, in this one, White Queen gave me medicine, Hatter nursed me back to health. Let's go Hatter. Although I experienced quite a bit since coming to Wonderland, I had not thought that I would catch a cold. Certainly that fight with the cat battered me up. Don't speak, Alice, you're burning up. No tea for you today? Okay. So there was only one line that was different. Human acquaintances. Because it makes me choose between them here. Let's stick with Hatter. Offer the Red Queen's arm, offer my own arm. The guard was getting annoyed. It was getting annoying, repetitive. Please provide an would this arm suffice? I extended my own arm to the guard, goading him to take it. If an arm was to the entrance it required, then an arm I would provide. The guard nodded, leading us to the side and having me keep the arm outstretched above the table, I retrieved a clean, shearing, shining knife. The blade glittered with the sun like the moon. Slash. Ugh. With a clean cut, my arm cut straight off and fell to the table with a small bounce. Sharp pain hit me the moment I stumbled back into Hatter, gritting my teeth as blood rushed out of my wound and dripping red. I could still sense my arm, phantom pain attached to the bone, clutched at the wound, although my still attached hand never touched the flesh itself. Still, it soon became covered in blood as it shook near the stump. The doctor arrived with some sort of medicine that she applied to the wound. Ghostly chills covered the hurt until it turned out to be aching. Once the bleeding ceased, she bandaged my injury, warning me not to remove the bandages before I reobtained my arm. Shaking her head about Mad Noble, she left. Alice, could you reattach such a limb? You weren't a lizard, but a mere human. Lightheaded, I shook off the question. Alice. The guard retrieved my arm, placing it into a sealed box before heading off to another servant, taking it away to a safe place. You may have entered, esteemed guests. The guard began to lead us in. Alice, why are you like this? You weirdo. What are you talking about, Hatter? We arrive. There's a lot of gossip. This is probably death is if I choose to be the queen. Because we know the reckless style. I chose to take the queen's piece role, for the queen had the greatest power on the board. I donned a fake white crown and was given a sword. Our white pieces shuffled in and took their places on the board. Soon enough, the chessboard was set. A human-sized version of the strategy game unfolded. The Hatter started with the first move. Clang, crash, one by one. The pieces on the board fell, almost like dominoes. Perhaps knights to a... No, a piece on the board cannot speak. We are the players, and you are but a game piece. Finally, the queen came into play. The game had proceeded smoothly. The Hatter did not use me much, I sometimes starting wildly back and forth between my nut arm and the board. Blood splattered across the ballroom chessboard as some pieces hit their opponents harder than others. The servants had to move them off the floor. Clink-clack, the sound of chess. Today, it was clang, clash. Queen to f6. At the f6 position stood Duchess's black queen piece, the hulking female link, with a cartoonish black crown-eyed me as the Hatter spoke, moved across the board, readying my sword to knock her down. My hand gripped on the sword felt weak. The loss, even if temporarily, of an arm threw off my balance. The bloodless left a lingering lightheadedness. I attacked only for my sword to be thrown out of my hand by the black queen's piece's parry. To make the match of show, the pieces had pretended to act out a fight. Each time one was to be taken down. The Black Queen took that mistake as my loss to in the confrontation, deciding that the move must have belonged to her. She lifted her sword and cut me right open with a great slash. Oh. This is unfortunate. The Black Queen stabbed me again in the stomach. With a squelch, the blade pierced in and exited out from my back before being pulled out along with the things that weren't meant to come out. Oh, gurgling noise escaped my throat. Full chunks move up my windpipe as I choked into my mouth. This iron, fleshy sensation surely wasn't a good sign. I corrupted my abdomen as the Black Queen stabbed me again. Black spots filled my vision. I slumped into the ground, unable to get back up. Red pooled out from underneath me onto the checkered board. Alice, you were just gutted like a fish. Is this how our game ends? Ho, that was taunting, Hatter. I can see, though. So we're gonna load back in. This time we're going to pick the king. Okay, the Hatter opened the box. Okay, so this is We found the guard to leave, redirected outward. He retrieved the box. The Hatter opened the box for me. Inside laid my arm and a small jar of small medicine from before. My arm still looked fresh. I unraveled my bandage and found it an unchanged wound. Popping the arm back onto the stump, I felt a strange knitting sensation at the connection point. I applied some medicine to the arm. With a squelching sound, my arm was reattached. That's good. The only remnant of its severance was a thin pink line that slowly faded into my skin. We exited the building and came to a garden. We had taken a wrong turn. Looking around, we spotted an exit at the far end of the garden. Hatter made a move to leave. I called out to her, extending a hand. We didn't have a chance to dance. Won't you give me the honor of a dance? I won't. Maybe just one for you, with you, Alice. I can't dance. Okay. So we did dance still. So we know that cutting out Alice's tongue means death. But we're gonna just click it and see. Yeah, okay. Where's the tongue? And then all of this happens. I have to leave. This place isn't mine. But thank you for the tea, Hatter. Okay, yeah, because we saw the Hatter and the Hatter's tea party and the Dormouse and all them. And to you, March, Dormouse. I'm really sorry. It's nice meeting you, Alice. I already knew from the future, but I was also happy to see you, Hatter. It was a shame that my Hatter didn't feel the same way. Alice, what do you feel for the Hatter? Something precious. See you later. Okay, so did I just end up going down the Hatter's route again? Wanted her to be happy. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, here we go. Tell me, who are you supposed to be? I am the Red Queen. I am the Red Queen. The person who hurt you so much. It's me. And in the end, it's me, whether I've taken on a new, different role here than before or not. I am the Red Queen, just as I am Alice. We can only be one and the same. I held my hands behind my back, thinking about all the things I had killed, all the things I had hurt. Oh my goodness, now it's coming back to me. I had not had this option before. I just had I am Alice, right? I'm gonna look back. I must have not saved because I think it was purely just I am Alice. Yeah, I held my hands behind my back, thinking about all the things I had killed, all the things I had hurt. Part of me relished all the violence. I'm sorry. I should have gone when you killed me. I should have atoned and never bothered you again. But I wanted to see you one last time. More than I expected. I had fallen for you. Oh, this is different. The Hatter walked toward me. She grabbed my cloak, pulling me downward, closer to her. Her grip tightened and then loosened, as if she didn't know how firmly to hold on to me. That expression tells me that you'll really leave me alone after coming back and telling me such things. I really hate you, Alice. I know. Could I steal one last kiss? My lips brushed past hers. She pulled me forward by the cloak and initiated another kiss, biting down on my lip till she drew blood. The taste that should have been bitter iron touched my tongue with sweetness. I love you. She pushed me down onto the ground. I really hate you. You know, right? I hate you, Alice. You get mad. Keep bothering me. Keep doing what you always do and stay with me for tea. Her tears dropped down onto my cheeks. I know, but I love you. Alice. I love you, Hatter. So I can't stay. It was because Wonderland was a terribly bloody mess that we met. Perhaps in an ideal world, we never would have crossed paths. I don't know which way we would have gone. Perhaps each of us would be left with a gap in our hearts. Perhaps each of us would find something else to fill us up. But it was in that imperfect world that we met. This imperfect place was no fairy tale. Goodbye, Hatter. It was time for Alice to leave. A light surrounded me, and I felt my body begin to crumble away, breaking apart to disappear from Wonderland. Perhaps I was already dead. If so, I had to thank whichever deity out there gave me the chance to say my goodbyes to the Hatter. With my remaining power, I let the current, Wonderland, crumble. The Red Queen's existence was not needed here. Let there be a Wonderland much more wonderful than this, much more peaceful and happy. One where she could still smile. Or maybe I did know some German after all. La voix. In a land more wonderful than this, we would not meet again. Oh, really? Really? That was heart-wrenching. That was freaking heart-wrenching, friends. Holy snap. Okay. The whole time I was sitting there like, I don't want to hurt anything. And like, going back through, I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I was like, I only had the Alice option of like, I am Alice. This time I had the I am the Red Queen because I had done the hurtful things. That's so tortured. Oh man. Why you hurt my soul, friend? Why? The Red Queen's ending. Thank you for playing. Thank you. Just thank you. Ugh. So there's Alice, Red Queen, White Queen. Yeah. So good. I think I know where a couple of extras here would be. So one I think is actually over here. Because I chose Alice. If I chose the White Queen. Do you trust me? I do. Choosing to do this means you put your safety into my hands, White Queen. Are you certain that you trust me? Yes. I trust you, Alice. Her eyes met mine, filling me with discomfort as, although she trusted me, I did not trust me, given the responsibility for another person. I knew not if I could fulfill her expectations. I directed her to the king to be protected. The White Queen, already on the board, handed over a fake white crown and a sword to the White Queen, taking his leave so that she could walk onto position. I started with the first move. Clang, clash, my white pieces fell, but so did the Duchess's black pieces. For each of hers I took down, she captured one of mine, setting us evenly on our score. Each time I looked at the game, I ascertained that the White Queen was out of harm's way. If she were to be taken down, the game would end. If she were to be taken down, I would have failed her trust. Alice, you were soft-hearted today. Placed my hand to my chin, pondering what my next move should be. Perhaps to give her hints would be cheating. Your Majesty, the White Queen, at this moment, you are playing a piece on the board and therefore may not speak. That's a shame. You're a very amusing person, Alice. Still, I feel sorry for letting her into your hands. Duchess saw something that I did not see. I will take that as a compliment, Duchess. Our game continued, till neither had many pieces left on the board. Surveying the results of my formulating strategies, I found that the light of victory. I nodded toward the White Queen, who had seen the same thing. Checkmate, Duchess. My White Queen cut down the Black King. Duchess clapped her hands. Congratulations, this is my loss. Even facing my challenge fair and square, ultimately attained the Red Queen's limb. Wish you luck. Okay. So there's nothing else different there. However, if I go back here, right, I load, offer my own arm, right? Yes, another time. As we idle about, single jump and approach the White Queen, stumbling over his words as he invited her to dance. She looked towards me for confirmation, but I could not exactly stop her, so I made a non-committal gesture. Her choices were her own. She took his hand, and they led for a dance. Eye-catching. She really was eye-catching. I couldn't look away from her as if she would somehow disappear. She was pretty, incomprehensibly so, in my heart. While I watched, she met my gaze from far away and mouthed words I could not decipher. Alice, did you like her? Or was this emotion in your chest something else? How unpleasant, watching her in the hands of another. Even if it were just for one dance. The music stopped along with the dancing. Uh-huh. It was time. Now we're gonna go with Alice. The Queen directed me to step on the board. I was given the fake crown and sword. I was to stay out of danger. Start with the first move. With each command, she gave a human chessboard. She came closer, steady victory against the Duchess. Black pieces fell one by one. Then the Duchess spoke. Did you want to keep her in a cage like you were? The White Queen stumbled, directing her knight to a position. Uh-huh. Which we knew Duchess was a distraction. White Queen. No, a piece on the board cannot speak. We are the players, and you are but the game piece. Sending Duchess dirty look, I shut my mouth. The shackles that our dearest Majesty bound you will have still not been removed despite all that you have done. Why is that? My matters do not need to be spoken of. The White Queen made a series of bad moves as the Duchess talked. This is unhealthy, Your Majesty, the White Queen. Before long, the losses on both sides of the board evened out. Taking advantage of the White Queen's state of disarray, the Duchess began her assault. One by one, our remaining white pieces fell. Blood spilled on the floor, staining white armor red. The red made the White Queen shiver and avert her eyes with pursed lips. The Black Queen came before me, and both the White Queen and I saw no way out. This is our loss. Checkmate! I raised my sword to block as the Black Queen raised her own, expecting nothing more than the mock show of swordplay, followed by my surrender. However, her blade came rushing down at me with a sharp clang. The sword in my one-handed grasp went flying. Her sword cut through my flesh as if it were made of butter, ripping out the swath of meat and blood onto the floor. Choking in pain, I toppled to the ground and tried to stop bleeding. Red. Spurt all over the single hand that shakily pressed against the wounds. Too much, too large. The Black Queen kicked up my head like a ball with an ugly snap, forcing me down even further before stomping down onto the fleshy cut wound. Tried to drag myself away with my bloodied single arm. She skewered me to the ground with her sword and stepped down onto my arm with her armored black foot, pressing down on the elbow till we all heard the loud crack. The contoured voice escaped my mouth. Cold tears welled up in my eyes. I thought you would have liked this. No, not Alice. I heard a thump as the White Queen fell to her knees, her expression blurred in my hazy vision. Poor dear. The Black Queen stomped down on me again, forcing my insides out from the hole in my body with a squelch. Things that were never meant to come out dribbled to the ground. I tried to call out to the White Queen, but only chunks of squishy material came out of my throat in a wheezing red noise. You couldn't let go even after all you did, Your White Majesty. Even if your domain is time, are you aware that your own heart's time seems to have stopped? Everything turned to darkness. Tick. Must we try again? Talk. Oh, okay. So that was death number 5. I was about to say, I think I'm only missing one extra thing. Endings. Now I got all the endings. So I must have just missed one simple thing out there, but that actually brings us to the end of Who is the Red Queen. This was a fun game. A dark game. A dark and fun game. I loved it, and I enjoy watching games like this pop up. So wanted to say thank you to the dev team who did this specifically for Nuki. Good job. Very dark, very fun, very complicated. I enjoyed digging around to find all the entries. This is, again, a free game. You can play it yourself, although at this point you've probably seen everything, but it's still fun and important to support people. Download it, click around, leave a good review. If you loved it, review it on the Steam page. It's an important thing. Basically is helpful for the publishers as well, and it enables them to do more queer games like this. I say it a million times over, but support local, support queer. You know me. With that, I love you all. Let me know your next game that you want me to see or play. Point out anything that you might want to have me look at that might be coming up. With that, love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye!